Hello crafty friends, it's Elisa from Paisley Papyrus. Today I am playing with Daffodil Afternoon, which is a Sale-a-bration paper pack that you can get in January and February. When you spend $50 on regular product, you can get this paper pack for free. And if you watched my sneak peek videos, you know that I had mixed emotions about it. But one of the things that I do whenever I get a new paper pack, usually, is I will cut one of each piece of paper down to 6 card fronts, which means I'll have 6 4 by 5 1/4 pieces of paper, and then I'll start playing with them. And so that's what I did here, and I have 2 cards to show you how to make today. The first one we're going to make is this card right here. This is a variation of the same card, just 2 different ways, and let's go ahead and get started making it. First, you're going to have a card base, and this card base measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're doing the tent fold style, and then we're going to take our piece card front that is 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to cut him down and do the cut and flip technique today. So let's see, he is, as I said, 5 1/4 tall, so let's leave him at about 3 1/4, like that. No, let's move 3, a little bit more, 3 3/8 basically. And then we will set that guy aside. Let's pull him in here. And do we want to do it like this, or do we want to do it like this? So the choice is yours as to how you want to do it. I think for this one we're going to do the colors on the bottom. So I'm just going to take my glue, a little dab will do you. You don't need a lot. Believe it or not, that's a tiny amount of glue. And we're going to line him up on these 3 sides down here at the bottom. So we'll put him down just like that. Then, because this is the back side of that paper, we're going to put glue on this side this time. And butt him up against that. And there you have, oops, let's see, the beauty of this is if everything isn't completely straight, you can move it around a little bit and even tuck it under just a smidge. Now this is a piece of mossy meadow that is about 1/4 inch long, and we're going to cut him to 4 inches long. When I slice down my papers, I always keep these little bits because you just never know when they are going to be the exact little accent that you need. In this case, he is the exact little accent that I need. So he's going to go right there and cover that seam. So we're just going to take a tiny bead of glue and put him on our card front. Now you will see me do this layout 1,000 times if you watch my channel for any length of time, because this is one of my favorite, one of my favorite layouts to get started with whenever I'm kind of in a creative funk, or when I just want to play with the paper but I don't really want to think too deeply on what I'm doing. Now we're going to take our sentiment from Eden's Garden, and we're going to use this Hello There sentiment, and I have him already on my block. We're going to take this Mossy Meadow ink pad, and we're going to ink him up pretty good, and then we're going to go straight down, straight up, and he is perfect. Now let's close him up. Then from the Bouquet of Love bundle that is coming, or the Bouquet of Love stamp set is one of the bundles that's available in the spring catalog that you could purchase in order to get you this paper pad for free. And we're going to use this die right here, and we're going to put that around there and run it through the die cutting machine, because I don't want you to have to sit and wait through that. We are going to put him away real quick, and I have already done that right here. So then we're going to pull in our Pale Papaya Open Weave ribbon. This is one of our current in colors, and I'm going to make myself a sweet little bow. So around, over, through, and grab it. It's really slick, so I'm having a hard time grabbing it. pull, except he is. So this is how I fool around with my ribbon to get him exactly where I want. And you see, I fidget with it a little more than maybe the rest of the world does because I don't want to cut that much off and waste my ribbon. So you'll see some demonstrators on YouTube who just cut a big piece of the ribbon and then trim off the ends, and they give no regard to that. And I'm too cheap for that. I like to save my ribbon and make it go as far as possible. So we're going to set him aside, and we are going to add, you can see I made a mistake on the back, and that's okay because cardstock has two sides. And we're going to put him right here and glue him down, give him a little press. There we go. And I am going to actually, where are my glue dots? I had glue dots, but I can't find them. They're hidden under the mess on my desk. So I'm just going to use a little dab of my multi-purpose liquid adhesive and put him on just like that. And there you have the card. It is super simple, super fast, and you can do a million different cards with that. Okay, so that is card number 1 for today. So I'm going to take those and set them off to the side. And then while I was playing with that, I decided to get a little bit more creative. So this is card number 2. To make this card, we have a black card base. I tried it on all the different colors that are in this paper pack. And I really just liked it on black the best, to be honest with you. So then we're going to bring in our stitched rectangle dies. And on our rectangles, we are going to use these right here. It's the 3rd from the largest and the 4th from the largest, okay? And we'll pull that out, and you're going to run this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper through your die cutting machine once actually you're going to go through once on this side, and that, because it leaves a stitched edge on both sides, you want the stitched edge on this side. So you'll run it through like this, and then you'll flip it over, and then you'll take the smaller one because you'll have that inner piece, and you'll put it on that one so that it does the stitched edge on the inside. Okay, now that will end up giving you 2 pieces that look like this. See what I mean? Now you have this stitched edge right here on the frame, and then you also have the stitched edge on the inner piece as well. Okay, so let's pull in our piece of cardstock, our card base, and we're going to put a little bit of glue along the edges. And by little, I mean a very little, because this piece of paper takes even less to hold down. And we'll slide him into place right about there. Give him a little press. Then we'll take this piece right here, put a little glue on the back of him, and we are going to mount him in the middle. So he has sort of a frame around a frame right there, okay? Then we are going to grab our piece of Very Vanilla that is a scrap, and we are going to pull in the Such Happy News. Now, Such Happy News comes from, where did I put the stamp set? It comes from this stamp set in the spring mini catalog. It's called Honeybee Home, and it has several really beautiful fonts in here, but Such Happy News is one of them. And so we are going to pull him in with our Flirty Flamingo ink pad. And in fact, I'm going to, we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to put him right here, straight down, straight up, and he is beautiful. Let me close this up so I don't stick my fingers in it. And then we will take the smallest rectangle. He was over here in our die collection, and we are going to put him around there and send it through our die cutting machine. And that is going to give us a piece that looks like this, right? Then we will take our little dimensionals, our mini dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 on the back. And now you want to stay to the end because I'm going to show you a couple other card ideas that I'm not demonstrating how to make. We're going to take this guy and we're going to put him right here. And then I'm going to pull in our classic matte dots right here. I'm going to use my take your pick tool, not my take my pick tool. It's called the take your pick tool. And we're going to pick up this guy here, put a black dot there, put a black dot maybe here. Where do I want to put him? Let's put him here, and then another one right about there. Okay, and then you have another beautiful card. Fast and simple, right? Super, super easy. Then this card right here is another variation of the exact same card that I showed you to begin with. It is a different piece within that same paper collection, and the My Heart is Tied to Yours Tug If You Need Anything comes from the Ever Eden, Eden's Garden stamp set, and then the bee comes from the honeybee set right here, and he has a matching die that you can use to cut him out. And then for the little band right here, he's a little thicker, and I just ran him through with an embossing folder on top. And then this guy, I just put a little bit of our what is it called, crystal something glue. It's basically a glue that dries clear and gives you a crystal effect. Okay, so that is the same exact way that these two cards were made in the beginning. And then this card is another super simple card. This is another piece of paper in there, and I used the same sentiment and the same die, and then just tied a little gold bow on him. And for this one here, this one I didn't even cut the paper at all. I just left the paper whole, mounted it on the front of the card, and used the hippo dies, the two smallest of this particular shape right here, to cut out these two. And then the You Make This World a Better Place sentiment comes from Rainbow of Happiness, which is a stamp set that's coming out in our January to June mini catalog. So there you go. You have several ideas for some cards. Oh, this is again the exact same card. One is on, let's see, I think this is Mellow Moss or Mossy Meadow, and this one is Flirty Flamingo, and this one is Crushed Curry, and this is Pale Papaya as our background. So that is, the colors that are in there, and I like it better on the pink, I've decided. So anyway, there's several card ideas for you to begin your crafting fun with the Daffodil Delights paper pack that is a free paper pack in the Sale-a-bration catalog beginning in January. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a good one.